Hey, good morning, everyone. This morning we're going to go over the surprising reason it's so important to get business licenses. Why does a business need to be licensed? According to LegalZoom, a business license is an exact government document that certifies the business is safe for the public. Exactly which kinds of licenses you require depends on the kind of business you operate and where you operate it. Licensing is also a form of revenue for states, cities, and counties. But no matter how much profit a jurisdiction may get from providing licenses, licensure is still rooted in public safety. Why does a business need permits? According to Cron, business permits regulate safety, structure, and appearance of the business community. They act as proof that your business follows certain law and ordinances. Requirements vary by jurisdiction, and failure to comply often results in fines or even having your own business shut down. Permits can be related to tax collections. They can also be related to zoning laws, which can be for public safety. For example, you probably can't open a cattle feedlot or a chemical processing plant in a residential area. Applying for variances. If you cannot or do not want to comply with local ordinance, you can petition for a special permit called a variance. A variance essentially gives you the permission to violate the ordinance. These are rarely granted but can be expensive due to legal fees. So make sure you need one before you actually request it. What happens if you operate without a license? If a license is required, then get one. If you don't, you could be forced to close, you could be fined, your business could be made to go through a probationary period before being allowed to reopen. The license authority, city, state, etc., could refuse to grant you a license or any combination of these. What happens if you operate without a license continued? If you don't have a license, you could be sued for fraud. It's a misrepresentation if you open your doors without a license, as the public is reasonably expected to believe that you have gotten all the necessary permits and licenses. Your business reputation could take a tumble. Customers may feel if they won't follow the law, you won't follow their directions either. You could scare off prospects. They might see your business as being a fly by night. It's really not worth it to have licenses and permits. You should already know the answer to that. Considerations, licenses, leases, permits, and registrations are all on the calendar. These all need renewal on a regular basis, so keep track of these dates. Keep a copy of all applications and forms in your business records. Make sure you follow all the rules for displaying licenses and permits. Most places requires that you display the license prominently for your customers. Check to see if you need additional licenses before expanding your building, launching a new product, or offering a new service. Considerations, record keeping. When we talk about fundability, one of the areas we stress is keeping consistent records. Hence, in addition to keeping track of renewal dates, you should also make sure that licenses, permits, etc. have the exact same business name, address, and phone number. And if these basics change, be sure to update all these documents. Which types of federal business licenses do you need? If a federal agency regulates your business activities, you will need a federal license. According to the Small Business Administration, businesses in the following industries will need a federal license: agriculture, alcoholic beverages, aviation, firearms, ammunition, and explosives, fish and wildlife, commercial fisheries. These industries are also included on the list of industries that must have federal licenses: maritime transportation, mining and drilling, nuclear energy, radio and television broadcasting, transportation, and logistics. Which type of local business licenses do you need? Local business licenses are supplied by your state or city and are determined by local laws. Where federal licenses pertain to certain kinds of business activities, a local business license means adhering to your state's specific business regulations. To set up a business license, you often have to have a commercial address that must be a licensed business as well. You increase your chances of rejection if you use a non-licensed business as your address. Which types? Okay, states have various requirements. As a result, the rules for one will not necessarily apply to another. Here are a few examples to give you an idea of what's needed and where to get the licensing. North Carolina does not have a generalized license to cover all bases. You need to check your specific industry. The North Carolina Department of Commerce keeps the North Carolina Business and Occupational License Database. There are hundreds of businesses, occupational, and privilege licenses issued in North Carolina. Some sample occupations that require licensing include truck driver, school recruiter, asbestos accreditation, certified general real estate appraiser, kerosene supplier. Cities that have their own licensing requirement, for example, Charlotte, you will need to visit Charlotte Business Resources. The licensing and permitting page has a wealth of information on getting licenses, not just in Charlotte, but also Mecklenburg County. The page answers basic questions on taxes and other topics of interest to the business owners. And the base, the Division of Professional Licensure, DPL, is an agency with the Office of Consumer Affairs and Business Regulations. The DPL is responsible for oversight of 28 boards of registration, as well as the Office of Public Safety and Inspections and the Office of Private Occupational School Education. Collectively, DPL boards and offices license and regulate more than 580,000 individuals, businesses, schools to engage in over 150 trades and professions in Massachusetts. For Massachusetts government website page on the DPL, you'll need to click on the board governing that appropriate industry to get more information on the licensing you'll need. There will also be a topic page on the Massachusetts government website devoted to professional licenses and permits. From the page, you'll learn about licensing requirements and laws and governing basic professional categories such as healthcare, the building trades, cosmetology. In the city of Boston, the city's website has a section on small business development. The licensing board issues and regulates licenses that related to alcohol, food, and lodging in Boston. The Consumer Affairs and Licensing Division licenses entertainment for restaurants and nightclubs. When it comes to liquor licenses, in some instances, you will have to meet the neighborhood association before the board can proceed. On the My Florida License website, you can click on the names of several industries to learn all about their licensing requirements. These industries include electrical contractors, harbor pilots, certified public accountants. Many Florida cities have licensing requirements. For the list of Florida cities that links directly to their official websites, go to the cities page at the State of Florida website. That website also offers permits and licenses page. For example, the Tampa government website offers information on getting construction permits in the city. Permits are required for, among other activities, tree removal, adding or repairing or upgrading a pool or a spa, the interior finishing of new construction. Florida counties have their own licensing requirements. For a list of Florida counties that links directly to the official websites, go to counties page of the State of Florida website. On that page, you can select the county by name. For example, for licensing information in Hillsborough County, go to the county's website, apply page, and then select business tab. There you will find links to permits for activities such as fireworks displays, special events, doing construction development or utility work in the county's right-of-way. On the Washington State Government webpage, go to the Department of Revenue page and then open a business, then apply for a business license. You'll need to register with the Department of Revenue and get a business license if you meet with any of the following conditions. Your business requires a city and state endorsements. You are doing business using the name of other than your full legal name. You plan to hire employees within the next 90 days. You sell a product or provide a service that requires collection of sales tax. Business license continue for Washington State. You will also need to register with the Department of Revenue and get business license if you meet any of the following conditions. Your gross income is $12,000 per year or more. Your business is required to pay taxes or fees to the Department of Revenue. You are a buyer or processor of a specialty wood products. Your business meets Nexus threshold reporting requirement. For the city licensing, go to the Washington State Government website and look under Manage Your Business. The city license endorsements, there's a list of many cities and larger towns in Washington. However, it does not include all the cities and towns. To be thorough, Google the name of the appropriate city or town if it isn't listed, and check their government website directly to be sure. For example, if you click on CTAC link, there's information on general business license. The city of SeaTac requires a license for all business located within the city's limits or conducting business within city limits. If you're not sure and you will do business within the city limits, contact the city directly before you apply. Cost depends on the total number of full-time equivalent employees at your business. So just to recap, I know I covered a lot of information about business licenses in a short amount of time. So business license and permits can be easy to overlook in your initial excitement at getting your business off the ground. Don't ignore them. You could face fines, and lose any type of marketing strategy that you're doing by not having the business properly licensed. Failing to properly license a business can result in fines and other penalties. It can also cost your business from customers and prospects. Always check the state, county, and city town websites when it comes to licensing, or call the appropriate government offices to be sure your business is fully and properly licensed. Well, thank you everyone for joining the Surprising Reasons. It's so important to get business permits and licensing. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 877-600-2487. We look forward to talking to you. Thank you.